Whole Story Quest Audiobooks presents The Road to Agincourt by Griff Hosker, narrated by Marston York. Chapter 1. Henry of Monmouth, King Henry's eldest son, Prince Henry, took his first steps to become a warrior in the mould of Edward, the Black Prince, on the field of Shrewsbury. The battle had been hard fought, and we had come close to defeat, for Hotspur and our enemies had employed the archers of Cheshire. Attempts had been made on the king's life, and the battle had hung by a thread until Hotspur was slain. He was killed by me. I am Will Strongstaff, brought up by common soldiers, the Blue Company who served the Black Prince. I was not born a noble, but I became one, and I am a warrior, and I know how to fight. I know how to kill, and I know when I see a leader. I saw one that day when Henry Monmouth fought for the whole battle with an arrow lodged in his skull. I know of no other man who could have done as he did, and yet, at that battle, he had been a mere callow youth. But I saw in him a leader who could lead our knights, men-at-arms, and, most importantly, our longbowmen, to victory. Although we had won the Battle of Shrewsbury, we had lost many men, and the Welsh were still to be defeated, and Owain Glendower was still at large. The northern barons, despite the loss of Harry Hotspur, were still in a rebellious mood, for their earl, Hotspur's father, had not been at the battle, and having lost his son and his brother was not in a mood for reconciliation. I had lost men from my retinue, men who had fought with me for years, and others had been wounded. But we could not go home, for King Henry was forced to keep his army in the field. The Welsh, as cunning as ever, had sent few men to aid their allies, and they had taken many English castles in Wales. We were still at Shrewsbury, for it had been a bloody battle, and many men had been hurt. The Prince of Wales had been taken to Kenilworth Castle, where his doctor, John Bradmore, was still trying to ensure that the king would not lose his eldest son. I was summoned in my new role as Sheriff of Northampton to a meeting with the king and his senior advisers in Shrewsbury. I was in elevated company, for there were nobles there, such as Richard Beauchamp, Earl of Warwick, who had claims to the throne, as well as newly promoted men like the Earl of Arundel. However, I was not intimidated by my presence in such an august body, for I had been the bodyguard to two kings, Richard and Henry.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?